In the quiet suburbs of Columbus, Ohio, a tragic tale of love turned lethal unfolded. On August 29, 2023, 27-year-old Chance Donohoe forced his way into his ex-girlfriend Shannon Hyatt's home and stabbed her over 30 times, driven by a jealous rage. After the brutal act, he called 911 and confessed to the murder. Now sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 31 years, this case serves as a chilling reminder of how obsession can lead to unimaginable violence. If you're drawn to gripping true crime stories, real-life mysteries, and deep dives into the darkest corners of human behavior, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and join a community that doesn't just watch crime stories, we uncover them together. The murder of Shannon Hyatt wasn't just a senseless act of violence, it was a brutal reminder of how dangerous unaddressed obsession and domestic violence can become. Chance Donohoe didn't just snap. There were warning signs, red flags, and missed opportunities to intervene. This case challenges us to look closer at the patterns of abuse and the systems that fail to stop them before it's too late. What drives a young man to commit such a savage and personal act of violence? Were there signs that Chance Donohoe was spiraling out of control? And if so, why were they ignored? Could Shannon Hyatt's life have been saved? It was a late summer evening in Columbus, Ohio. The streets were quiet, the homes tucked neatly in rows. Everything looked ordinary until it wasn't. Inside one of these homes, a brutal scene was unfolding. A young woman, Shannon Hyatt, just 23 years old, was fighting for her life. Her attacker? A man she once loved, 27-year-old Chance Donohoe. 31 stab wounds. A crime so vicious it stunned even seasoned detectives. But what led to this explosion of violence? What dark obsession drove a seemingly average young man to murder in cold blood? This isn't just a story of one fatal night. It's a story of patterns, of warnings, of a system that looked away until it was too late. Let's rewind. A year before the attack, Chance and Shannon were in a relationship. At first, things seemed normal, until they weren't. Friends noticed red flags, obsessive behavior, jealousy, emotional manipulation, and then the breakup. For most, a breakup is hard, but survivable. For Chance, it was the beginning of a deadly spiral. He sent disturbing messages. He watched her. He made threats. But no one believed he would actually do it, until the night he broke into her home to everything. This case isn't just about Chance and Shannon. It's about how society handles domestic violence and stalking. Maybe you know someone in a relationship where jealousy turns controlling. Maybe you've seen someone shrug off red flags because he's just protective or she's just emotional. We tell victims to leave, but what happens when leaving is the most dangerous thing they can do? Shannon did what so many are told to do. She left. She tried to move on. And still, it wasn't enough. And here's the twist. After the murder, Chance didn't flee. He called 911, calm, confessing, almost proud. Why would a killer turn himself in? Was it guilt, or was it control? One final power move. This wasn't a heat-of-the-moment killing. This was premeditated, intentional, and horrifying. Why would a killer turn himself in? Was it guilt, or was it control? One final power move. Go back again to the text messages, the threats, the stalking. What if someone had intervened? What if Chance had received treatment? What if Shannon's concerns had been taken seriously by the system? This wasn't just a tragedy. It was a failure. This story doesn't have to repeat. If you or someone you know is in a dangerous relationship, don't wait. Speak up. Talk to a trusted friend. Reach out to a domestic violence hotline. Document everything. Save texts. Report threats. These small steps can save lives. And for viewers like you, don't just be a bystander. Learn the signs. Share stories like Shannon's. Support the organizations doing the work. Together, we can change how we respond to violence before it turns fatal. death, Ohio lawmakers and advocates have renewed calls for stronger protective laws against stalking and domestic abuse. But many argue it's not enough. Restraining orders, some say, are just paper shields against violent intent. There are conversations about real-time GPS tracking for abusers, improved training for officers, and mandatory mental health evaluations for violent threats. But these